fans, so we got ourselves a fight pretty much going to be booked. We're looking in August. We're looking at Aljamain Sterling putting his belt on the line against Sean O'Malley. Guys, I'm actually going to be pretty excited for this one. Why I'm excited for this one? Because this one's going to be actually very interesting for Aljamain. Aljamain relatively has been fighting a lot more smaller opponents, actually, you could say. You know, Peter Yan, who's a much more smaller guy. He's about 5'6". You got TJ Dillashaw, again, who is about 5'6". And you got Henry Cejudo, who is at 5'4". So Aljamain Sterling has always had the height and the reach advantage over his opponents. Now he's actually going to have a little bit size either it's going to be either equal or less for Aljamain, because Sean O'Malley isn't no small individual. Sean O'Malley is no small fighter. Sean O'Malley stands around, I want to say, well, like 5'9", 5'8", maybe even taller than that. You know, he is actually a pretty tall dude for the division, and he's actually very good. And if you look at it, Aljamain Sterling has been able to do a lot with these wrestlers and such, but a lot of these wrestlers and these grapplers didn't have the greatest striking, except for probably TJ Dillashaw. But we already know TJ. His shoulder was hurt, and of course, Henry Cejudo, who is also a really great striker, but again, his reach isn't that great. Where you got Sean O'Malley, his reach is actually probably the exact same to Aljamain Sterling's. You know, and that's going to be very interesting. Can Aljamain get in there and use some of his grappling with someone like Sean O'Malley, who is somebody who's like, you know, he can kick from a distance and be able to get out of the way, who can punch from a distance and get out of the way. He's not going to be able to sneak in there. You know, when TJ Dillashaw, when Henry Cejudo, when Peter Yan, when they went in for the kick, they were relatively close to Aljamain Sterling. They were right there in his face. You know, where Sean O'Malley, he's going to be more on the outside. So it's definitely going to be very interesting to see how Aljamain Sterling handles that. How Aljamain Sterling is able to handle somebody who is just as tall as he is. He was able to do it very good and very easy against Corey Sandman Hagen. But at the end of the day, it's still going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit challenging and a little bit more, it's going to be a little bit more, I guess you could say, difficult for Aljamain, because Aljamain's so used to fighting at this size right now that can he make that change in his arsenal? Can he be able to like go against someone like Sean O'Malley and be able to handle all that without any issue? You know, because where Sugar Sean O'Malley, yes, I understand his wrestling isn't the greatest, and he doesn't have the greatest wrestling when it comes to the wrestling, but he was able to beat Peter Yan relatively easily. Well, not relatively easily, but, you know, it could have gone either way. But he was able to beat him no problem, that was back in October. And yes, he's also been gone from the game for quite some time. Like I said, he has not fought anybody since October, and he's looking to fight someone in August, so that's a long time. Now, has Sean O'Malley pretty much put his training to use? Because you got to know, Aljamain Sterling is going to go for that takedown. You go for that heel kick. You go for that heel kick. You go for that body kick. Aljamain's going to rush you, and he's going to take you down. And I really feel like he can get Sean O'Malley's back. But if he can't, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for Aljamain. Because, again, this is the tallest, probably tallest and more striking. I want to say probably has the most crisp striking in the division, because, you know, that's what Sean O'Malley has. Sean O'Malley has really crisp striking. He's able to land these punches with ease, and he's able to knock out a lot of his opponents with ease. So it's going to be very interesting to see this match lined up. We're not sure. We're looking and seeing. I was actually looking at the interviews and seeing that Dana White's targeting this fight for August. So I hope this fight does come into fruition. But guys, let me know in the comments if you think this fight should be next, or you think that Aljamain Sterling should fight somebody else next. Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.